What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be working on my 79 Monte Carlo. I had some fluid coming out of my motor, so we know right away that it is the shaft seal. So I got these awesome blow-proof seals that we're going to be replacing it with. I'm here with my sidekick, Evan, and Jamal's hiding behind the vehicle over here. You can't quite see him. He didn't want to be in the video just yet. So anyway, we're going to get started. What you're going to need to take the pump out, obviously, is to first disconnect your ground, and then you're going to disconnect the motor. You're going to want two half-inch wrenches to hold the nut still, and then crank to take off the first one. And we're going to start there. All right, so first you're going to want to take off the cable to the motor, which we've already done with the half-inch wrench. And then you're going to want to take both of your dumps off, or one of your dumps off. The magnets and everything. You're going to want to take those off. And then your hoses come off. And last but not least is going to be the bolts holding the pump down, which in our case is 9/16. Sometimes people go with different ones or even Allen's. And then we are going to go ahead and disconnect the last little bit of it and then take it out. Now we've got the pump out. You're going to want to start with these. They're 10 millimeters normally, unless you got some older pumps or something, they may be a different size. Normally, you're going to want to put one on both sides, on the top and bottom, unless they are threaded, and you're going to want to take these off. So now that we've taken all these bolts out, you're going to want to, normally you're going to need like a flathead or something like that to break the seal. This one just broke on its own. So basically you're just pulling the tank and block apart. So right in here, you're going to want to slide something in there and just kind of pull it apart. Fuck, I said it was. Go ahead and pull the backing plate off. All right, so now that it is apart, we are going to take this and put it in the vise. All right, so these right here are your pump head bolts that hold the pump head to the actual block. Now I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch. I am going to use a impact to take these off, but I do not use an impact to put them back on. Oh yeah, that thing's definitely bad. So normally when you have a good shaft seal, as soon as you do this right here, start to take these out, this shouldn't really rotate just automatically. It should be pretty snug in there and it's not going to just move. Well, this one's moving automatically, so that's the issue. Now you might be asking, well, what are these two down here for? Well, these mainly just keep the pump head together. So normally you're going to need, oh, grab that. And that one's done lodged itself in there some kind of way. Well, anyway, so I'm going to figure out how to get that out. But normally, you're going to take some large pliers of some kind and grab on the outside and just twist it back and forth until it pops out. All right, so because this is lodged in the way that it's lodged in, we're going to take the motor off. We were going to have to take the motor off anyway because I'm trying to save this motor from where it's had fluid just pouring into it. So we're going to clean it up anyway. So we were going to take it off anyway. But we're going to go ahead and take it off. It's a 10 millimeter, and he's going to take this off while I hold it. Yep. All right. I'm just going to kind of give it a nice little jiggle, get it come out of the thing. Yeah. And that's okay. We were going to have to take it apart anyway. So But anyway, you can see on the inside, it's, you know, it's got fluid like crazy. So anyway, you're gonna want to make sure that you do get the rest of the motor off, which we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna do that. Might have to give it some convincing. It should just let go. It's almost like the key is, well, actually, yeah, we can do it this way. Yep. Just pop the metal out. Still got that piece. Man, that piece is really in there. So the blow-proof seal, you want to make sure you get it oiled up a little bit on the inside and the outside. And you're going to want this groove to be on the outside facing the block. When you go ahead and slide it on here, try to be gentle, try not to mess up the O-rings on the inside. And then just slide her all the way down and push it in there to where it is, the O-rings, the first set of O-rings are in the pump head. Okay, now you can see that the other O-ring is sticking out. And we're going to slide her back in. And just like putting a tire on a car, when you go to tighten these down, you're going to want to kind of sort of use a star pattern. You're going to want to start like here, then there, maybe something like that. You're going to want, I believe it is 18 pounds of torque and 18 to 21, whatever feels right. You want to get these nice and tight, but you're not going to want to get them too tight. And the reason you don't want to get them too tight is because if it's too tight, the motor, or excuse me, the pump head won't want to spin. The gears on the inside will not want to spin. And that would be bad because then it'll crack it. And if I'm not mistaken, this might be a China pump head. And if it is, I believe it is, if it's a China pump head, it means it's absolute garbage to begin with. So it will likely break. So you'll notice through part of the video that I've had to voice over pretty much everything. And the reason is because this stupid microphone decided it just didn't want to work anymore. So I've had to voice over everything. So in pure lowrider style, we're going to destroy this stupid microphone right here. Go ahead, give it.
I'm about to. Still under there?
Yeah, it's right underneath it.
Good.
And now we're going to clean this motor piece by piece. There's not many pieces to a motor, so literally just slide the center piece out and pop the top piece off and just hose it down with parts cleaner, and then you're going to be good to go. This is Jamal. He enjoys long crip walks on the beach with brake parts cleaner to be able to hose these fools whenever needed be. Right now we're going to be hosing down a motor and all of its components, just absolutely hosing it down, rinsing out all that dirt and all that debris and all that hydraulic fluid. Just get it all out of there. Doesn't really matter what you use. Doesn't matter if it is brake parts cleaner, carb cleaner, or even electrical kinds of cleaner. It's all the same. Just clean it out, clean it as best you can so that the internals of this, after having all that hydraulic fluid, is just as clean as possible, and just absolutely rinse it out. Just absolutely hose it down. Here's the part that is kind of a pain.
So when you go to put the centerpiece back in the motor, you're going to want to have another person if possible. Don't have to, but it's always helps. You want to push the brushes back and then slide everything over. And you'll see what I mean once you start to do it. The brushes on this motor look to be just fine, so we just literally pushed them back, made sure everything was clean, and pushed them back and put the motor back together, and it was pretty simple, easy to go, put it back on. Putting the motor back on is pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure that you got your key in place, and then you're going to want to kind of twist it around a little bit and try and figure out how to get these bolts to line back up and make sure that they hit that sweet spot to be able to screw back into the block on both sides. Sometimes it can be a little tedious to make sure that they do line up, but you'll feel it when it goes back in, and just tighten it back down. Once you have gotten the bolt started, you'll want to take your 10 millimeter and start to wrench it down. Now, there's not really a specific spec, but realistically, you just want it snug. It's not that it needs to be 18 pounds or anything like that. It just needs to be snug. The real purpose of it is to ensure that the motor is attached to it. Tightening it down too much is not going to do anything necessarily. Obviously, you don't want to over tighten it just like any other bolt, but you don't want it loose either. So you just want it nice and snug. It does not affect really how fast or slow the motor spins, because it doesn't slow it down. It's not like creating some sort of a problem if you over tighten it or under tighten it. So realistically, just go for the snugness of the motor. The next part is just putting it back together in reverse. It's common sense, so you know how it came out. You're just putting it back in the exact same way that you took it out. Put all your fittings and all your bolts and all your connections, just put them back the exact same way that you had already had them. Now it's time to fill it up. I fill it up all the way to the rim because we've had some pockets where we have taken the hoses off and everything. So I fill it up all the way to the rim and just ensure it's all the way to the top before hitting the switch.
All right, I hope y'all like this video, the shaft seal replacement. Make sure that you like and subscribe. The reason why this stuff is free to you guys, and the reason why we keep making these videos, is because you click on it, you share it, and everything like that. And YouTube pays us a small amount of money just to keep these things going. So please make sure that you like and subscribe, and even share these videos. If you need Lowrider hydraulic parts, make sure that you look down in the description. You'll see a link right there. Click on that and go to the different websites that we've got listed on there, as well as all of the previously posted videos that we've done that pretty much covers just about anything that you could run into as far as lowriding. Thank you to Evan and Jamal for helping me today, and make sure you tune in and watch for the next video.